Here we go. So, question, what are we on? Number 3 from our town hall, and that was on the 29th of May, 2025. This question is, and we'll start hitting it because this one I'm not going to spend like a whole bunch of time on, but it's under the heading I got it titled Reproductive Rights, and the question is, with Tennessee's near total abortion ban in place, what federal role, if any, should exist in protecting or restricting reproductive health access? So again, with the framing of the question, Tennessee has got reasonable laws on this stuff. There are, and again, let's talk about a baseline. Baseline is, if you get pregnant, you should be prepared to carry that child to term. Murder is not an acceptable form of birth control or getting out of your responsibilities. If you do not want to bring a child into this world, don't do the deed that causes it. I mean, it's really pretty simple. So we talk about the, reproductive rights. That's where it starts. So that being said, yeah, now that's a baseline. Now exceptions, it can be triaged when there are complications for the mother, for the child, and things of that nature. So it is not a near total. So there is that. And then some of the other stuff we don't want to talk about when you're dealing with these folks that have this view that it's reproductive rights, is that this pill we have now, I think the stat I believe I saw, it was like 60% of the abortions now are being performed with medical or the pill. And now of that, like 40% of the women that use this method have additional complications, side effects of the medication. So, and then want to complain about stuff. Knock it off. You chose to do the deed, and now you are responsible for another human being. And we're just going to run through this. I'll go through my response, and then we'll talk about Victoria's, and then you can watch the deal. Like I said, I'm not planning to spend a whole bunch of time on it. But the next deal we looked at is the Constitution. And I am not finding anywhere in the Constitution where it is up to the federal government to protect the right, if you will, and it's not a right. Your right is to protect that life of your right to murder a child. So I haven't found that. Now I will say, and so that was the question. We'll just hit my answer. And my answer, and I think it was pretty much the same on the video, but there should be no federal role in abortion. It is up to the states to protect life as they see fit. No federal dollars should go to this in any shape or form. No, it's not a function of the federal government, and that's where it's at now. And the other stat, now that Roe v. Wade has been overturned, we have actually killed more babies than before. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. But again, back to a Constitution. I think the argument can be made that it is up to the federal government to protect life. But outside of that, that's where I'm at on it right now. A couple other notes I made on this. You hear the same talking points, and they're talking about a dog whistle. She used it as a way to oppress people. Like, what people are we talking about that we're oppressing? Are we talking about the baby that we're killing? I don't know. That stuff just, it floors me. She talks about her IUD failure, and you can see her story. And the unfortunate stuff like this happens, but it does. And yeah, so there are provisions in the Tennessee law that assist with this. So there is that. And like I said, yeah, Roe v. Wade, a little bit about that. We put it back to the states, which is more where it should be. And currently it's that I think it's just a talking point, and we're so used to hearing it when the Democrats are so used to screaming at us about, kill babies that they can't stop. Talks about the medieval. She talks about the medieval quickening. Like, really, that's, and okay, again, fair enough. Let's have a discussion. I will tell you straight out that I believe that life begins at conception. So, tell me exactly what she talks about the quickening, and that's medieval times, like when the baby first kicked, they said, "Oh, yay, it's a baby." But yeah, so it talks about that stuff. Talks about how women are, with that Roe v. Wade being overturned, and women are back to being second-class citizens. Look, we are past all this stuff. There's still issues out there with men mistreating women, absolutely. But the opposite is absolutely true too. There are no barriers to stuff. We've gone past it. Let's move past it and act like adults. Abortion is not health care, with the exception of complications with the pregnancy. Then it turns into health care. But even then, which is it? Is it health care, or is it a reproductive right? And again, your right stops when you know what it does. And again, those exceptions, carved out, rape, incest. But even there are success stories with those. But that's where it comes up to that individual to do that and making those choices. And that's something they're going to have to live with. So at the state level, I believe is where it is. And like I said, we'll just let you, I'm just going to put this at the front, and then let it just rolls right through. I think I went first, and then she went, I think is how it went. Yeah, I go first. So there we go. That is that. So if you made it this far and you watched the rest of it, awesome. If you would do the things like share, comment, especially on the YouTubes, do that for me, please. Facebook are the main ones. But get the word out. We have got to start doing things differently in DC. And then one add on here real quick. I have still not heard back from Victoria about taking the 2-day pistol class at Tactical Response in Camden, Tennessee. Again, I've offered to cover the tuition, cover the 9mm, or let her borrow a pistol if she wants to shoot 9mm. Her and her husband. And then the lodging, stay up there in the team room. So I've not heard anything back. It's been crickets. So that offer is still out there, still valid. Victoria, if you haven't watched this, or you got people watching these things, then just shoot me an email. We'll set it up. You have all the dates. You can go to tacticalresponse.com and check them out again if you lost my email. But that offer is still out there. So. Yeah, like I said, this one, I think that's probably about enough for it. Like I said, do the things, and I appreciate y'all tuning in on this stuff. And this week is kind of slow, so not a lot going on, but we'll get back on the stick as far as put the videos out for where I'll be and where we can hang out, and you can come see me. And then got some interviews coming up there a little farther out, but. We'll get the videos on that and get everybody dialed in. So again, I appreciate you doing the things, and until the next one, keep your powder dry.
All right, Tom, you'll be the first one to answer this next question. Tennessee has a near total abortion ban in place. What federal role, if any, should exist in protecting or restricting reproductive health access?
The federal government should have no role in abortion. Additionally, it is up to the states to protect life as they see fit. No federal dollars in any shape or form should go to abortion or reproductive rights, as we call them. Thank you.
Victoria, would you like for me to repeat
No,
that?
you don't need to repeat it. I got this one. All right. I disagree. It's a simple answer. He's right. The federal government does have no place in our medical decisions. That's what you're right. But states' rights is just a dog whistle. It's just a way to oppress people. I'm oppressed. I don't have the same rights. The reason I decided to run for office is because my IUD failed. And in a matter of a 6-week span, I had to figure out what my life would look like, having an IUD pregnancy. And that's not saying that it couldn't have turned out healthy, but I was actively bleeding. And it took 6 weeks to fully miscarry. And guess what? I was okay. But I had access to every opportunity that is provided under the protection of Roe v. Wade. And we need that back. Because women will die. People will die. Families will hurt. So I say that because guess what? A couple weeks later, I found out I was pregnant again. Yay. Fertile Myrtle over here. Love that for me. Future handmaid, ready to go. But here's the thing. The problem is I did have to go through medical testing because it wasn't a healthy circumstance. Pregnancy is not safe. We know that. That's why the quickening exists. And if you don't know what the quickening is, it's what they said in medieval times to define when a pregnancy was viable and when you were out of the danger zone. That is what we should focus on. If medieval people can be understanding and understand that pregnancy doesn't always stick around, then we can do that too. We don't need pre-medieval ideologies in our bedrooms. We don't need that in our doctor's offices. We don't need our doctors with their arms tied behind their back. So we do need Roe v. Wade. We don't need states going over here and making myself and every other woman in this room second-class citizens. We have enough of that in this country. We don't need extra. And I'll end like this. Abortion is healthcare. Abortion is healthcare. My beliefs should not influence your own. And if that is your stance and you think it's wrong, cool. Stay out of the bedroom, don't have sex. That's perfectly fine for everyone else. So if that sounds good, yay. All right, thank you guys.